benefit concert. Kailangan lang ng magkakapatid ang working visa mula sa U.S. Embassy sa Maynila. The REO brothers could hardly contain their excitement. Attorney Garfinkel's staff fervently helped the brothers prepare for their interview. On the day of the interview at the U.S. Embassy, their dream to finally perform on the world stage had been dashed. Na-deny ang kanilang visa application.
Welcome back, and joining me now are the REO brothers, Ralph, RJ, Ray Mart, and Reno. So you are the drums.
Yes.
Your lead guitar,
And
rhythm and bass, like the Beatles. I guess the Pinoy Beatles or the Beatles, I guess. So welcome again, and you are all self-taught, right? Yes. No voice lessons, no music lessons, because no money, right? So what was Tacloban like before the typhoon?
Before the typhoon, I could proudly say that Tacloban is a beautiful city for us. During then, we were playing in a band. As a band, we're playing there. Just an ordinary life in Tacloban.
So you were going around playing for weddings,
yes,
and other occasions like that. So beautiful city, and one of our hopes with this show is to help make Tacloban a beautiful city once again with the TFC subscribers' support. All right, so I guess then with the typhoon, what made you decide to make your way to Manila?
After 5 days, the typhoon, when hits the typhoon, Super Typhoon Yolanda, we decided to get outside Tacloban for some reasons. At first,
walang trabaho. There's no work.
Yes,
there's no place to play, right?
Yeah.
All the wedding halls, the
Yes,
hotels
yes.
are ruined, diba? So, did you ever dream of going to America, or Manila was your dream?
America was just a dream, but not that.
So for you, a lot of Filipinos have the American dream,
Yes.
making their way to America. You boys, it was making your way to Manila, right?
It was just in Manila.
And then, so now you're in Manila, and then eventually you get a call. You appear, of course, on ABS-CBN Christmas special, raising funds for the typhoon. And by the way, they got a standing ovation for their performance at ABS-CBN. So that must have given you a thrill, right?
Yes.
All right. So when did you first hear about being invited to go to the U.S.?
After the performance in Araneta, our band advisor, Sir Tom, told us that someone invited us to play at the Madison Square Garden in New York for a benefit show.
Okay. Let's hear from you then. How did you feel then when you heard about it? Shy?
Di makapaniwala.
Okay. In Tagalog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Di makapaniwala na makakapunta kami dun. Tapos, hindi ko alam, hindi ko masabi kung ano yung nafe-feel ko dun.
And what were your impressions before going to America of what America would be like?
Siyempre, sobrang saya po na nakapunta kami dun sa Amerika po. Na hindi namin pinangarap na mapupunta kami dun sa ibang lugar po. Sobrang sikat po na. Hindi talaga namin yun na naisip na magkakaganon kami, makapunta kami sa ibang bansa po.
And then, of course, first, before they could go to the U.S., as every Filipino outside the U.S. knows, they needed to get a visa. And I was honored and privileged to have my office assist you with preparing to get your entertainer visa, because that's what was needed. They cannot go to the U.S. on tourist visas and perform because they're going to be working there. And I know that we were working closely with you in connection with obtaining your entertainer visa. And I recall we would even though we were in the U.S., we were calling you up to prepare you for your interview, to more or less to rehearse you with the type of questions. Did you find that helpful?
Yes, of course, because one of the major problem that we had on the first interview with the U.S. Embassy, that was we are denied
Yeah,
for some.
but before getting the denial, which is, grabe, mahirap, but we were preparing you, rehearsing you, and of course, what happens is we go through with all our clients, not just entertainers, but everyone, what to expect at the interview, so there are no surprises. Because I guess no matter who you are, whether a regular worker, a family member, or entertainers, everybody gets nervous before going to the embassy, diba? So you all nervous before
Yes,
going
yes.
in?
That's why.
And it mainly is tell the truth, listen to the questions, make sure you understand the questions, and answer the questions, diba? Another important thing, of course, with the U.S. Embassy is the consuls are very busy. They have a lot of people. You saw maraming people for the visas, right?
Kaya
So
nga.
they don't have time to listen. They answer quickly. Well, you see, sir, it's like that, sir. So that was where we were preparing you. So you found that helpful?
Yes, that's why we were thankful that you had given us the.
Okay. So now I understand that although you took a 2-day trip from Tacloban to Manila, you decided you did not want to be late for your interview, and you even stayed in a hotel right across the street. All right. So now you're marching into the U.S. Embassy, the fundraiser, because you got invited to this major fundraising event in New York at Madison Square Garden, where you're going to be appearing alongside Jennifer Hudson. So you're all excited. So you go inside. So what happened when you stepped up to the window?
Of course, first, it's like nervous. We're all nervous because
Even though they perform in front of thousands of people, they're nervous in front of one consul, okay?
because it's a different audience.
Yes,
Yeah,
an audience of one that holds your future in their hands, okay? So what kind of questions were you being asked?
Does we mapapansin ba kami ng audience, or it's just like the reaction that we're in Araneta? That's the question. We are just saying that we're just praying that we could have a good show there at the Madison.
But then your prayers at that first interview were not answered, diba? You got denied. And when we come back, we're going to discuss more of the REO brothers, what happened when they walked out of the embassy with a denial, but still wanting to go to America to raise funds for the victims of Typhoon Yolanda. When we come back on Citizen Pinoy.
May is a big month because it's Mother's Day and back to school. Kaya send money the fast and convenient way with Zoom.com. And with your first money transfer of $100 or more, you get a $50 Walmart gift card. Remember, you must send from Zoom.com/50.
Alam mo sa Vonage, I can call my loved ones sa Pinas kahit saan, kahit kailan, from my home phone and my mobile too. I get 3,000 minutes every month to all Globe numbers. Hindi lang yan. $14.99 lang ito a month for the first 3 months. Tama lang na pang araw-araw ang tawag. And for about a penny a minute.
Tawag na at 1-800-398-0311 or go online now.
May is a big month because it's Mother's Day and back to school. Kaya send money the fast and convenient way with Zoom.com. And with your first money transfer of $100 or more, you get a $50 Walmart gift card. Remember, you must send from Zoom.com/50.
Ilang araw na lang at idaraos na ang malaking Pinoy Relief Benefit Concert sa Madison Square Garden. Kailangang pumasa ang REO Brothers sa kanilang pangalawang interview.
Yun na, parang yung nag-interview sa amin, hinahanap ko kami naman parang konting mali.
Sobrang kababor rin po na baka hindi po hindi matuloy ba.
Nung first nakakakaba kasi parang magka-phobia na kami ng muna.
We were all nervous, no? But ako frankly, I felt that the consul was not very friendly to the group, no? He paused on the fact that the boys have not traveled overseas, no? And have not cut a record, no?
Pinag-igihan palalo ng magkakapatid ang paghanda para sa kanilang pagharap sa consul sa embassy.
Sa pangalawa very friendly naman yung nag-interview.
Of course, it was very helpful that earlier si Attorney Garfinkel was on the phone. He called from the US, no? And he was very encouraging. He said that we applied for a petition and make sure that you address the questions properly. There is no reason why the visa should be denied because after all, this has been approved by higher authorities. No, that's one. Secondly, this has been endorsed by the Music Artists Guild. No, the U.S. Embassy just wants to be assured, no, that the boys are coming back. So yun, and the boys have every reason to come back. They're doing very well here.
Sa pagkakataong ito, binigay ng consul ang kanyang matamis na oo.
Ayun po, parang inisip ko na mas pagandahin pa namin yung tugtugan namin para pagpunta namin doon, lumilib yung mga tao sa amin. Kasi first time namin doon na makatugtog sa ganung venue, napakalaking venue yun. Yung lahat ng malalaking artista nagdoon.
On March 11, 2014, the REO Brothers proudly performed on stage at the Madison Square Garden. It was a proud moment for the siblings.
Groundbreaking yan kasi wala pa akong alam banda na naka-perform sa Madison Square Garden.
Siyempre, sobrang saya kasi binigyan kami ng blessings na ganito na binigay sa amin ng God na talent. Tapos yung ngayon na yung sitwasyon namin na parang hindi makapaniwala na magaganito yung mga naabot namin.
Welcome back to Citizen Pinoy. Joining me are, of course, the REO Brothers, as well as their road manager, Tom Bungus. Welcome to Citizen Pinoy, Tom.
Glad to be here.
Okay, and of course, if you want to book them, Tom is the one you have to contact, right?
Yeah.
Everything
Right.
through you. Okay, Tom, you heard their story just before where they talked about having their visas refused, but you were at the embassy with them. What happened at the window with the consul?
Well, it was a group interview, so I was with
Right.
the boys. And after the routinary questions, where are you going? Who's your sponsor? The consul asked if the band had been overseas. And
Outside the Philippines.
we said, yeah, we said no. The other question was, have the boys recorded an album? I said we are in the process of recording an album. But we haven't resolved the contract with ABS Star Records yet, but it's down the line. And at certain points, the consul looked at the computer. I think he was checking his notes. And for a while, there was somebody he talked to. And then he went back and went back to the same question about it, and the consul asked if the boys are in school. Obviously, they are not. They're in Manila, and the consul asked if the schools.
And there's no schools in Tacloban at that point.
Well, the consul asked if asked the boys if the schools in Tacloban have opened, and they said yes. Actually.
Okay.
And then the consul asked if their classmates are in school, and they said yes. And the question stopped. I frankly felt very uncomfortable because they were actually in Manila because they have lost their home in Tacloban, and they were here because they were earning a livelihood. There's no means of performing in Tacloban because there are no hotels, no restaurants to perform in, and these boys are helping support the family. So I was a bit queasy about that kind of exchange. So that was basically.
And then he came out, and what did he say at the end?
I think a substantive point at the tail end of the interview, he said, "This is not what you want to hear, but I'm denying your visa." So I was shocked because I had expected it was. Yeah, I had expected that having secured the approval of U.S. immigration authorities, and I saw the document of endorsement of the Music Artists Guild, I thought it's going to be rather routinary. Okay. But,
so how did you guys feel when the consul said visas refused?
So very disappointed with that.
You thought no chance of going to America?
Yes, because we hear some of our friends or that once you have denied in the U.S. visa, you could hardly get another chance to have an interview.
Or you can't apply for 10 years.
Yes.
So you were really upset. And by the way, ABS-CBN was outside the U.S. Embassy because it was already announced that you were going to go to America, and they were outside covering when you would come out of the embassy, and everyone was sad. Also, I understand you were about to buy warm clothing for New York because it was wintertime there, and so that was put on hold. And I know that happened on a Wednesday.
Yes.
I happened to have been at my office in San Francisco at the time. When I heard it, I immediately called you, Tom, remember?
yeah, I think within an hour you were.
Within an hour, I
that
was
was the first
calling
time
you.
we actually talked. You asked me to take you through.
Yeah, what
the
happened,
interview,
what
yeah.
was said.
And I did take you through the interview.
Yeah.
At the end of it, you said, "You sound like a good person. Don't think you're the kind that the consul could turn off the consul because you said some consuls can be turned off by the attitude of some applicants." And you said that you have a strong case for a petition for reconsideration.
Okay, now when I was saying to you, I'm going to keep fighting for you, I'm going to seek reconsideration, what were you thinking when I was telling you that?
Well, that was very encouraging. Actually, when we got out of the embassy, I was motioning thumbs down to your staff, and your staff, in credit to them, said that's why you have lawyers for.
Yeah.
And we're going to report to Attorney Garfinkel, and you don't worry because we're going to do everything to file for a petition for reconsideration. So
and I did do that immediately within hours of the refusal. I was already contacting the U.S. Embassy and seeking reconsideration, pointing out that they are very famous, already well known. They have already had an approved petition, and the AGMA, American Guild of Musical Artists, already said that they are famous enough. Fortunately, the U.S. Embassy reconsidered and called you guys back for another interview the next Monday. How were you feeling going back into the U.S. Embassy the second time?
It was like we feel the first interview, just like that. We are more now confident to have the visa approved because of your help, attorney.
A combination, my help and the willingness of the U.S. Embassy to reconsider, for which I am grateful to them. So, visa approved, right?
Yes.
You get to buy your warm clothing,
After the
and you're in America, right? Now, what were your first impressions when you got to New York?
It's like Of course, New York is a dream city for us. It's just
And what I saw when I saw them in New York was aircon outside, right? Now you have to understand, warm clothing in the Philippines is just for show because it's always warm. It is not meant to really keep you warm because you guys were freezing, right? I remember we were supposed to meet up with them at my office in New York, which is around Columbus Circle. There's a knock on the door. Because you were walking around New York, too cold, you had to come in, we need to warm up, right? So how did it feel to appear in Madison Square Garden in front of all that corporate America audience?
of course, we're so proud to represent the Philippines and also to be all the victims of Super Typhoon Yolanda that we have to represent as we are the victims also. And it feels like so proud and like feels like great performing at the Madison Square Garden.
That's a dream for people who have been in show business for years and years, and you guys got to be there really quick. And then you got to see other parts of America like Las Vegas, Disneyland, and Universal, right? So you really had a really good time the first time. And I'm not going to say this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I'm saying that's the first time, and there will be many more times that you will be going to America. I mean, the first visa is the hardest. I was glad that I was able to be there to help you. And I want you to remember a couple of things. I'm going to give you some fatherly advice. And, you know, Tom, your manager, is sitting here, so he will listen as well. You're starting to climb in fame, and all of us wish you all the best. There are many people who have helped you now on your way up. And one piece of advice, no matter how big and famous you get, always remain humble and grateful. You always have to remain humble and grateful and true to your Pinoy roots, because it's the Filipinos who will give you that support and help you climb to fame. All right, so now, in closing right now, this show is seen worldwide. US, Middle East, Dubai, Qatar, everywhere, Europe. The Filipinos are giving people, they know how to send remittances, and they want to help. What message do you want to give to your kababayans, the TFC subscribers around the world, as to how they can help and how you appreciate, coming from Tacloban, their efforts to help rebuild your city?
Sa lahat po ng mga kababayan namin sa Tacloban, masabi lang po namin na huwag po tayong mawawala ng pag-asa at patuloy pa rin tayong mangarap. Kung ano natin nasimulan noon, pagpatuloy kung ano man ang lumating sa atin, like yung bagyong Yolanda na pinansala yung mga pangarap natin. Patuloy lang tayong umasa at pray to God and continue dreaming about what you are dreaming for.
And Ralph, what about you? I'm going to get all four of your messages too.
Yun po, huwag po tayong mawala ng pag-asa na bumalik ulit yung yung dating pinagsimulan natin. So yun po, patuloy lang tayo magdasal para maging maayos ang lahat.
Ikaw?
Naman, para sa mga taga-Tacloban, tidog kita utro, waray-waray.
Para po sa kababayan ko sa Tacloban, kung ano man natin, kung anong nangyari man sa atin sa Tacloban, kung ano na mayroon pa tayo na walang mga pamilya, wag po tayong mawala ng pag-asa. Kung kahit nawalan man tayo ng mga mahal sa buhay, magtiwala pa rin tayo sa Diyos. Ayun po. Tindog tayo, Tacloban.
And I would like to thank all of you for being here today, and I hope that this show provides all of you with a source of pride, hope, and inspiration, that these boys are truly the ambassadors of Tacloban, and with your help and spreading the word that Tacloban can be rebuilt again. Now, in ending the show, it wouldn't be proper without having the boys give you a little bit of the taste of their talent. Now remember, they're going to sing a song for you, and this is without music lessons, without voice lessons, no -1, no +1, no lip syncing. This is going to be live. Let's listen.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hours of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, yeah, let it be. Whisper word of wisdom, let it be.
Mapoposes ka ng kaligayahan with a very sexy and naughty Solen. Magpapakabog ba naman si Secretary Dinky sa kaseksihan?
Saan mo nagaling yung dinky? Ba't hindi ho kinky? Sponky?
Lahat ng ulitan sa...
Okay, ano yung game?
Yung hahawakan niya sa'yo, hahawakan mo rin sa akin. Teka lang.
Gandang gabi, boys! Welcome to Tacloban City. Did you get that? Yeah.
I'm standing in front of what is left of the REO brothers' home in Tacloban. And believe me, there's not much left here. And I look all around me, and this is not the exception. That's the rule. All over here, the houses are destroyed like this. Nothing but debris everywhere. When the boat was carrying cement, it was washed ashore. So the people here in Tacloban have salvaged the cement and are sifting it through so it can be used as part of the rebuilding effort. I like it. So I'm seeing people washing their clothes here. Where did they get the water? There's a well?
Yeah.
Yeah? So this is the well that the entire area comes to draw water to wash their clothes. It's not safe for drinking, but at least they're able to wash their clothes. So even amidst all this rubble and destruction, they're still trying to keep themselves clean with washing their clothes. Amazing. The spirit of the Filipinos. Despite calamities, they still keep their spirits high. Compadre.
Hello!
You do not lie.
Kain tayo! Kain tayo!
Can you imagine? They're offering me food when they're hungry. Yeah. So, fish soup.
Isda, bangus, fish, fish.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for inviting me into your house. I really appreciate it so much. But I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave the food for your kids, and I hope that the Kapamilya will contribute more to feed not only them, their children, everyone else around Tacloban, and help them get their livelihood back again. And here are the guests of honor for the fiesta. Le and Sean. Okay. Because of lack of electricity, here is the alarm clock in Tacloban. They 4:30 every morning and all the time. Diba, Mr. Rooster, right? Okay. Okay, bye, Mr. Alarm Clock. How are you doing? I saw a rooster. That must be your cousin.
Rooster, manok!
What other projects are the ABS-CBN Foundations involved with now with the money that the subscribers donate?
So aside from this school, ABS-CBN Foundation sa Gift to Pamilya will also build a school in Dulag and also in Pasay and one in Ormoc City. For these three schools, ABS-CBN Foundation already had their groundbreaking ceremony. So soon, maybe sometime in June, we will have new classrooms for these three areas in the region.
Joining us now is the principal of the school, Imelda Gayas. Welcome to Citizen Pinoy, and here's Sharon as well. I know you two know each other as well. Now, Sharon was saying that within 3 weeks, ABS-CBN had 4 classrooms up and going. 3 weeks from the typhoon. How important was that to you?
Yes, because this replaces the 5 classroom collapse that has been ruined during the Typhoon Yolanda. So that we're so grateful and blessed that the ABS-CBN network had given us this blessing, that it gives life to our school. It gives an enthusiasm to our children. It captures the attendance of the students because we miss them a lot. We started having the 227, which is a package. A number of students were given the school supplies and books during that time when we have been campaigning and we have been starting to do the cleanup for this building.
And then I think also what happens is without the schools, where do the children go during the day? They're going to be wandering the street, and so with these classrooms, it allows you and the teachers who want to teach to give these children a sense of renewed normalcy, right? Yeah. And then maybe let's take a look first inside one of the classrooms. Well, let's go into one of these other classrooms here, and we're going to see some of the amenities. Okay? How about this one? Okay, halika na. Hi, everybody. Look, there are 4 fans here, ceiling fans plus open windows. The tiles, diba? And of course, the blackboard.
So, salamat po sa mga subscribers ng TFC kasi ang binigay po niyong tulong para sa mga bata ay nagbigay buhay para sa mga mag-aaral ng San Fernando Central School. Dahil ito ang lugar na collapse talaga to the ground yung building, so that when you gave that tulong sa amin, ito ay nagpagbigay balik buhay para sa mga bata.
Thank you, TFC subscribers!
Maraming salamat sa mga tumulong na foundation dito. Maraming salamat dahil yun na lang ang pag-asa namin ngayon, yung makabangon kami kami. Yung mga tulong na galing sa iba-ibang foundation, iba-ibang country.
Nagpapakasal tayo na totoo Promise? Promise?
It's a Flashback Sunday! Jul!
Ako si Romeo, kasama ni Julie.
Ilaw ko, pwede po ko magamit yung CR.
May in love?
Crush yung si Daddy ka, no? Buto-buto mo po eh.
Hindi na ako bata!
At may hindi maitago ang pagseselos!
Iba yung banding na nabuo sa kanilang dalawa. Ayos ba ba? Nagagamba.
Sasaktan ka! Ano nangyari? Asawa mo, makikipagsundo ka niya.
Home, sweetie home! Mga kapamilya sa Phoenix, Arizona and neighbor cities like Tempe, Paradise Valley, Glendale, Scottsdale, and Guadalupe. Citizen Pinoy is going to Phoenix, Arizona, Sunday, May 18. Call times are at 10 a.m., 2 and 5 p.m. Go to citizenpinoy.com to reserve your free seats now. Kita-kita tayo kapamilya when Citizen Pinoy goes to Phoenix, Arizona sa May 18 na!
I'm here on the shores of Leyte, where MacArthur landed to retake the Philippines. I'm sitting with several fishermen who are the beneficiaries of boats from Sagip Capamilya. Now, as I understand, you are more or less the head fisherman here, right? Okay, and Sagip Capamilya has already donated at least 25 boats with plans for 95 more. Right after the typhoon, all your boats were destroyed, diba? So for a month or so, you had no way to make a living, diba? So thanks to the donations of Sagip Capamilya, you were able to rebuild and buy boats, right? So what message would you like to say to the TFC subscribers, thanking them for giving you back your livelihood?
Malaking tulong po ito sa amin ng ABS-CBN kasi sira lahat ang mga bangka namin. Nabigyan kami nito. Ito na ngayon ang uli magpapabangon sa lahat ng mangingisda dito sa San Jose.
Wood to make the boats, and you made your boats again? Yeah. Feed a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach him how to fish, and he feeds himself for life. They know know how to fish. All they want are the boats and the nets to enable them to fish for themselves, to feed themselves, and to make money to support themselves and their families, which is what is happening now with your donations and enabling them to build the boats and the nets. Hi.
Damo nga gab na salamat na anak ko na dito na sakayan na na sakayan na naging duwa na yan na kaya nakasakayan ako. Nakasilver ako na naruban na sakayan. Tungudhan hatagan ni BCD na sakayan. Naging maupay na akong pagpakabuhit yan na. Nakabulig na akong pamilya, pagpeskwela na akong mga anak. Damo nga salamat ang ABS-CBN.
This is the highest form of charity, which is giving a person a livelihood. Thanks to you all for your generous contributions. I have with me now the barangay captain of San Jose Dulag, Leyte, Evangeline. Welcome to Citizen Pinoy.
Good afternoon po sa inyong lahat.
Okay, now Evangeline, you were involved or oversaw the distribution of the proceeds for the fishermen. What can you tell the subscribers about this project and how and where their money went?
Nakatanggap na po kami ng 25 na boats at saka 50 na fishing gears. Meron pa po kaming ine-expect na darating na 95 pa po na boats and then 70 pa po na fishing gears. Nagpapasalamat po kami sa TFC subscribers sa Sagip Ka Pamilya.
So in other words, the money given was able to put the fishermen back to work and rebuild the economy in this area, right?
Opo.
Okay, thanks to Sagip Ka Pamilya, right? Okay.
Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.
There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some are gone and some remain. All these places at their moments, with lovers and friends, I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. In my life, I'd love you more.
This is the Sagip Ka Pamilya 24-hour telethon. This is a chance for our Kapamilyas here in North America to come to the aid of the victims of that terrible super typhoon Yolanda.
In my life, I love you more. Here comes the sun, here comes the sun, I say it's alright. Little
Nandito tayo sa City of Malabon Polytechnic Institute kung saan nagsimula ang Liter of Light na naging hindi lang isang botilya para isang bahay pero naging isang buong village ng solar-powered na community. Yung Philippines is naging isang benefactor sa mundo kung paano gumawa ng isang people-empowered technology. Kasi karamihan sa mundo na kailangan ng ilaw is yung mga mahirap. Once you put in solar light, they will always be able to have light. So, matatanggal na sila sa dilim. This is the first Filipino, first Southeast Asian na umabot sa ganitong kalaking award. This is what I think sustain niya. So, it is the ability to be able to replicate yourself in others that they never saw before sa green technologies.
Well, that's it for another episode of Citizen Pinoy. For me, this is one of the most special episodes that I've ever had the opportunity to participate in. I have seen the destruction caused by Typhoon Yolanda, but I have seen the strength and the resilience of the Filipinos here. Watching this country go from destruction to construction. And also in looking at this destruction, I have to talk a little bit about temporary protected status, or TPS, which is when a country suffers a calamity, such as a hurricane or an earthquake, such as Haiti, the U.S. government can provide work authorization and a reprieve from deportation or removal for those who are inside the U.S., meaning that Filipinos in the U.S. would be able to get work permit and reprieve from deportation, as well as permission to travel if TPS were granted. Right now, the Philippine government has already made that request for TPS. It is sitting on the desk of Secretary Kerry in Washington. Now, my opinion is, I have seen news clips of Haiti. I'm looking around me. This is the same type of destruction. So if the Haitians are able to get TPS, I think the Filipinos in America are also deserving of that TPS. But in closing, I am just so amazed about how this country is fighting back and coming back. And thanks to your contributions, the people here in the Philippines are able to uplift themselves, because after all, Filipinos around the world are all kapamilya. Until next time, ako po si Michael Gerfinkel, and I'll see you on Citizen Pinoy.
Citizen Pinoy would like to thank Asian Journal, Balikbayan Magazine, and Zoom.com.
Attention all business owners, are you interested to be a MyRemit agent? If you have a great store location in California, New Mexico, or South Carolina, then we invite you to join the MyRemit team. To apply, send an email to myremitus@abs-cbn.com. Tell us about yourself and your business. For more details, visit tfcmyremit.com today. Be among the growing number of MyRemit agents. MyRemit is a kapamilya service of TFC.
Of Desire will bring you showbiz's hottest and sexiest stars. Get in-depth information about your favorite stars with TFC All Access. Reserve a copy and we'll ship it to you. Call 1-800-277-9676.
tumpak at mag-happy-happy sa programang kayo ang bida. Din nami tuwa at saya.